Welcome to another episode of the Unbound Book Babes. This week we are going to chat about what our reading goals are for 2024 and how we're currently feeling going into these goals. Because we know that there's been a lot of heavy hitter releases in the first month of the year that we've all been trying to catch up on. Yes, I'm blaming you, Crescent City 3, for this. So that's why we held off on doing this episode until now, because basically our goal for the first part of the year was to get CC3 and get it out of the way. But where does that leave us? Because we both just finished Crescent City 3 this weekend, yesterday, and we are going to have a live in 2 weeks to talk about that. So if you haven't finished it, go ahead and finish it in the next 2 weeks and come join us for our live, because our live is going to be talking about our whole feelings about that book and then, you know, the future, where are things going within that series. So be sure to join us and have a discussion about that. So,
and
nope, go ahead.
we just want to welcome all of our new followers here, everybody that's all of our new subscribers.
Yes.
If you've been enjoying our content and now you're subscribing, thank you. And share us with your friends. Get all your friends in on it. Or maybe you're here because none of your friends read. And so we want to hear your thoughts on what you're reading.
Yes.
Join our little community.
Yes, I'm very excited. We've had a lot of growth in the first part of the year already, and that just makes me very excited because people are engaging, leaving comments, and it's just fun to have discussions in a like-minded atmosphere. So if you're a new subscriber, welcome. We're really grateful you're here. Kristin.
Bobby.
How you feeling?
I am so bummed, Bobby. I am distraught. I am truly distraught. And I don't know if you're going to believe me when I tell you this. I truly enjoyed an audiobook in the first month of the year.
Okay, so I'm surprised. Because if you have watched basically any of our episodes, it at least comes up almost once that Kristin just cannot be talked at about she just can't.
My mortal enemy is verbal instructions, and that's what an audiobook feels like.
So I'm gonna pour my tea, and it's gonna probably pick up on the microphone, so I'm sorry. I need to refresh my cup.
ASMR.
But I'm really proud of you. What book was it?
It was the reason I picked it up is because our favorite person on the internet, Trelina Pucci, recommended it. And I was like, if she loves it, I'm probably going to love it. So it's The Butcher and the Blackbird, or just Butcher and Blackbird.
Nice.
So stinking amazing. I was going to say cute, but it's...
With a name like cute. Butcher, how's it cute? I'm just curious.
It ticks all of my favorite boxes of like female serial killer, romance, dark stuff, and
dark stuff.
Well, it's serial killers. So, yes. So this is going to be the first time ever in probably the history of my life that I am going to say, do not, under any circumstances, read Butcher and Blackbird. Listen to the audiobook. Chef's kiss. And the male character is from Scotland. And he has a very strong Scottish accent. Mm-hmm. And all of his brothers have Scottish accents.
Yep,
I'm in. I already bought one of the series that's not coming out until like June.
Oh, it's a series?
Yes, it's going to be a series. And it ends on such a beautiful cliffhanger with a new accent.
Ooh, yep. Well, I'm going to have to add that to my audiobook list, which that's going into what we're talking about. So
it's fairly short. It's only 8 hours. That's fairly short for an audiobook, right?
Yeah, especially for
It
the
was
ones I
one
tend to listen
drive.
to.
It was one round trip from Houston to Dallas, Dallas to Houston, there and back. It
Nice.
was
Um,
perfect.
Turns out I learned that during this that it's a slow burn. and I
Yeah.
and I called Kristin, and she normally answers the phone, "Hiya, Bobby," and she answered the phone and goes, "What the fuck, Bobby?" And I was like, I don't know. What's wrong?" And she goes, "This book is a slow burn, and you just called when it was picking up." And I was like, oh no, I'm so sorry. And then proceeded to talk about the topic I called about.
You, honest to God, could not have timed that any better because my ringer is the quack, the duck, and so he's like Sloan quack quack. God, that was probably the highlight of my January was Bobby calling. Like you couldn't have timed it better in any capacity. You couldn't write a better storyline. So funny.
You're welcome. Small bows. Small bows.
Flawless. Anyways, highly recommend. Highly, highly recommend the audiobook, not the written book.
I am feeling kind of excited going into this year now that I got Crescent City out of the way.
Really?
Yeah. Are you?
No, I don't know what's going to compare to it as I go forward in my reading journey.
Yeah. I could see that. Because
You're
you're
excited that it's out of the way.
Yeah.
It's done. Are
Yeah.
there going to be more Crescent Cities?
There's supposed to be one more. House of Many Waters.
This one didn't really end on much of a cliffhanger, did it?
We'll talk about it, my thoughts in the live. Because I have thoughts. I have words to be said out loud.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
Yeah. But let me explain why I'm excited. Because Crescent City, Sarah J. Maas in general has just taken up so much of my time when it comes to reading, because like her books are so long, so detailed. Like you just are so invested in like taking your time to digest all this information, right? And I'm just so excited to get back to like what made me fall in love with reading again, which is my indie fantasy authors. Like I'm so excited because I have so many series that I've wanted to get caught up on in the past like 5 months, but I've been so just like busy with work, busy with travel, and then busy like trying to consume these books to prepare and remind myself about storylines for the release of House of Flame and Shadow. And I'm really excited because I want to get caught up on Blood of Ancients, which is the vampire huntress series that I love. Also, I couldn't find the video, but Paige sent me this video, and it was like, if you like books with vampires, it's because you want somebody's will to live to be all about you. And it was like, ouch.
Ouch.
Okay then, because I love vampire books. And the next one is City of Darkness. This one actually was pushed back to being released on the 28th of this month. Karina Hale has had some really tragic things. The author has had some tragic things happen in her life, and she's had to delay 3 of her books to manage her life and healing. So I'm very excited to support her when she gets those out and pick that back up. The City of Darkness is part of the River of Shadows series, the Finnish folklore series. We have a episode that I'll link in the cards all about that. It's a beautiful series, and I'm so excited to jump back into that world. Also, this book came out in December, and it's Ruthless Vows. It's the second book of the Divine Rivals, and I read Divine Rivals in like a day. So it was so beautifully and eloquently written. I'm very excited to kind of dive back into that world. And the great thing is it's a duet, so it's done after this. Which is also refreshing because I need more duets in my life because these series are like killing me. And I'm so excited to get to read Ruin of Sea and Souls. It's book 4 of a series, and it is a very cool, very unique fae world, and it's phenomenal. So I'm just like so excited to get back. And I'm listening right now to Broken Blade series, book 2, Shadow Crown. Such a unique world. I'm just excited to dive back into these really unique worlds written by these indie authors, and I'm pumped. I'm super pumped.
Well, you changed my mind. You're right. SJM has taken up a lot of time and space, and all right, now I'm a little more excited for the year. You're right. There's just so many other books out there.
Yeah, and I have my Goodreads goals, like in Goodreads, you know, I was like, set a yearly goal, and like I didn't do that last year, and but I did for this year, and I set it to 52 books. So I'm trying to like read 1 book a week, but to help me achieve that, I am doing 1 physical book, 1 ebook, and 1 audiobook a month. So that's 3 weeks of the month where there's like some type of structure for me to follow, right? So because like you can get so overwhelmed when you like open your Kindle and see all these books. If you need tips on how to organize your Kindle, go ahead in the cards. One of our last episodes was all of these tips about how to use your Kindle more effectively. So I don't know. I'm just like so excited to have the structure and move forward with it. The other thing I did, Kristin, is I have a physical TBR, and I'm on a no-buy until I can get through some of those books. So I wrote down, I can't remember, there's like 20-some books. I wrote down, that I haven't read yet, that I own.
Oh, my lantern.
Yeah, and I know like that's not that bad. Like I know like in comparison, there's a lot of people out there who have a lot more than that. Because you see those TikToks where people like, if they haven't read it, they turn the book page out or whatever. So when they look at their bookshelf, it like haunts them. That's a bit much for me. That'd be so overwhelming. And I'd be like, I gotta fix the book. I gotta fix it. I gotta turn it around. It doesn't look the same. So I wrote them all on little scraps of paper and folded them up and put them in this jar. And each month, I didn't do this for January because I was rereading Crescent City. As I said, takes up too much of my time. But I just posted the video of me doing this on TikTok, so go check it out. But I went ahead for February and I pulled one of those books. So that's another way. So that's like my 4th book. That's my 4th structure to trying to achieve at least 1 book a week. So I'm excited, or 4 books a month, I guess is how I should say it. Because like in January, I actually surprised myself and read like 2 more books than I thought I was going to. Granted, one's a novella, but I don't know. You just gotta make it fun again. Like you gotta like organize it and do something to where it's like, oh, I get to sit down with my Kindle and read this book, or oh, I'm on the treadmill, I'll just listen to this book. I don't know. You just gotta make it fun again, because I don't know about you, but at the end of last year, I just like didn't want to pick up a book.
No, yes, I was in the same camp category.
Yeah.
Same reservation of like being kind of burnt out, but I was also traveling so much that from November to the end of January, I don't think I spent 2 consecutive nights at my own house. So I didn't read much.
Yeah.
At all.
Yep.
And it was just, and yeah. So now for me, it's like, how do I want to spend the time in the car mostly?
Yeah.
Of like audiobooks or podcasts. And I'm caught up on a lot of podcasts, and I got to challenge myself. I got to challenge myself as a person to be a better listener.
Audiobooks are a great way to do that, because if you don't listen, you're going to be like, what is happening? What did I miss? When did that happen?
Yeah,
How
there's
did they
gonna be
get
a lot of
there?
like, back 30 seconds, back 30 seconds, start chapter over.
I do that all the time though. Like I even just like this morning I was walking on the treadmill and I was like sitting there and then I like got off in La La Land. Like just
It happens so easily.
it does. And so I was like, shit, what's happening? I had to stop and like go back 30 seconds, listen. Nope, still don't know what's happening. Go back another 30 seconds. Like, if you want to see more content like this, be sure to hit the like button, subscribe, and click the bell to be notified every time we upload. It really helps us out.
Also, I don't know if we've talked about this. Did you know Spotify Premium has audiobooks
Yes.
for free? We have talked
Yes.
about that?
No, we have not talked about that on
Oh.
here. You sent me a video about it, I think.
Yeah, it has like all of the Sarah J. Maas books. It has
Yes.
right now it's like God Killer. It has I'm canceling Audible. It's a part of your $9 subscription to Spotify.
Yes. So, but caveat. Want to know the caveat?
No, I want to be surprised when I run into the issue. What's the issue? It's not the whole book, is it?
No. It is. But
It's in Spanish.
no. My Portuguese story. Anyways, they limit you to 20 hours of listening time for the free audiobooks a month.
Oh, okay.
So like my sister, and she told me this, my older sister told me this because she just got into listening to audiobooks, which I'm pumped about. But I have to tell her about the Butcher and Blackbird because she's gonna love that. And I know this because like I have an audiobook that's 26 hours long on my audiobook list. So like I would miss the last 6 hours until the next month. Which I mean, with that much, depending on how much I'm driving or how much I'm walking on the treadmill, like maybe it would be fine because I could make it into the next month. You know what I mean? But like, I can consume some shit.
This will be very interesting to see how fast I go through those 20 hours.
Yeah, you'll have to let us know. Definitely test it out. Let us know.
Yeah, I don't think that'll be an issue for me, but that's important for everybody else to know.
Yeah. I am trying to one of my goals for 2024 is actually to get away from Kindle too in some fashion or another. So I think I am going to work towards using like Kobo Books more, Libro FM for my audiobooks, and stuff like that. But also I would like to just directly support authors more too. Like if they have the ebook file for sale on their website, or they have the physical book or something, I want to purchase maybe directly from them if possible. And then using Caliper, I'm just because I'm on my computer. I do use my desktop quite a lot, and a lot of it's about book stuff because it's for this podcast. So I don't mind downloading and having Caliber and buying from different places and putting them on my Kindle device. And I think once my Kindle device is done, or I'm willing to part with it, I am going to buy a books tablet. So we have several different episodes about some of those topics that I just covered. Apps you can use that are great alternatives to Amazon, different types of e-readers. So I'll link those all for everybody to check out. So
Absolutely. Down with Kindle, down with Amazon.
yeah, I'm really trying.
Big thing.
Yeah, I'm really trying to pivot. So, and like, There's still stuff I buy off of Amazon. I just placed an order for my shampoo bar and my makeup because it's just the easiest way, because those are things I consistently buy. And I also buy a lot of vitamins off of Amazon too. So there'll still be some small things that I'll probably use it for, but the bigger things that I could do where I could buy direct or make a different choice to support authors, because essentially all indie authors are small businesses, right? And if I can buy direct so they don't have to pay fees, I'm gonna work to make that a priority. So
I love it. Absolutely. That is a quality. That is a high quality 2024 reading goal that I don't think is talked about enough. Everybody wants to tout that they're going to read 300 books, but if you're going to pirate them and get them, however cheaply as you can.
I never thought about that.
Whatever. But a high quality reading goal is to support the authors that bring you so much joy.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. I love so many of them.
All right. Cheers to supporting indie authors.
Cheers. And I swallowed loud just for you, Paige. I got the text message from my best friend and was like, I gotta rewind that and look at the video. I think Bobby just took a drink. And she's like, yep, Bobby just took a drink. I was like, dang it, I'm sucking with these audio settings. As I pour more tea in my cup.
So I think my goal, it's sitting around 50 books. But this is going to be a hot topic. I am not going to include audiobooks in that goal.
Ooh.
I'm going to just set those off. And those are going to be, because that's my own personal struggle, those are going to be their own category at least 12.
Yeah, you want to set obtainable goals, you mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
I think the corporate world should figure that out too.
That way I can hold myself accountable on actually listening to audiobooks and not just worrying about, or not just thinking about. I don't worry about my book goals, okay? Let me rephrase that. I'm not worried about hitting book goals. I am out here to enjoy reading. I'm out here to enjoy the stories. I am not out here to hit 300 books a year. I don't know why I'm hung up on that number. I'm blown away. There's that one TikToker.
Yeah.
I think there's more than one. It's wild. I can't get over it.
Let's talk about, let's talk about it. So my mom, she read 200 and something books last year. I mean, she counted audiobooks in that too. So,
hey man, that's fine for other people. It's just my own caveat in my own world.
Sure.
You can count it however you want.
And I just I count them. So you can choose whatever you want. It's your life. It doesn't affect me. It's cool.
I don't care how you count books. It doesn't matter to me.
And I'm just so jealous of that. If I could, I would. I mean, she does a lot of woodworking and sewing. It's called long arming when you make quilts. And so she'll listen to stuff while she works on her little projects. And I'm just
really cool.
I just want to do my hobbies all day long and listen to books.
Maybe that's what I need more of. I need more hobbies that aren't driving and walking my dog where I can listen to an audiobook.
Yeah.
I'm going to take up woodworking in my little tiny apartment. They're going to love it.
Oh, that's awesome.
I'm going to take up welding in a fire hazard zone.
OSHA who?
How'd you get your job done so quickly? OSHA violations?
I almost spit my tea all over. Oh, that's awesome.
In addition to the audiobooks, I think I'm going to pivot a little away from fantasy. I don't know if I want to blame SJM for that or not. Or maybe I'll just I don't know. I'm just expanding my horizons. And I think horror and thrillers are going to be a lot easier in audiobook form.
Yeah, I could see that. I'm currently, my February physical TBR book is My Sister, the Serial Killer, which is a thriller
I love that title. That title's got me enthralled.
Look at the cover too. That lime green text. Like that is what caught my attention. And then I saw she had a knife in her glasses. And I was like, damn, what is that? And then I bought it. And now I'm started reading it. But it's really interesting. So we'll see. It kind of I had to stop reading it because it actually kind of triggered me a little bit.
Oh, no.
Yeah, and not the way you would think with like the title being about a serial killer. It actually, it's there's two sisters involved, and there's like the situation happening between them that is a significant part of the plot of the book. Actually, we're like getting introduced to the main a conflict, right? And it's a conflict between sisters, and it just kind of hit a little close to some stuff with one of my sisters, and I'm like, ooh, let me just take a breather. And then my friend Amanda commented on my video where I was talking about it, and she said it's a really good book. So I'm like, okay, because I think I was almost gonna put it back on the shelf and be like, maybe that's a didn't finish book, but I'm gonna try and get through a little bit more before I decide, based on my friend Amanda telling me it was a good book. So we'll see. We'll see.
Okay.
Reading goals not off to a good start.
Mine neither. I know that we're not well known for pronouncing words correctly. But I was listening to an audiobook today, and she described the woman as looking very skeletal. And I paused and I thought and I was like, skeletal. Oh, skeletal. Is it skeletal or skeletal if you're really skinny? I've never heard the word skeletal. And now I've said it so many times
Skeletal?
in this.
How's it spelled? Do you know? No, it's an audiobook. You don't know.
I'm guessing if I were to sound it out, skeletal. 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 But she's like, man, she looks so skeletal, and she looked skinny before. And I was like, skeletal. Skeletal. It's got to be skeletal. I've never heard.
So based on Google, skeletal system. In the audiobook they said skeletal.
They said skeletal. She looks absolutely skeletal.
Dude, is it AI? Or is it a real narrator?
It could be AI. Let me look it up.
Because skeletal is spelled how you spell what you would thought skeletal would, which is phonetically, so it makes sense. What book is it?
Losing the fight. The Housemaid.
Oh, I've heard great things about this. I really want to read that.
Yay.
Really? People are like about it.
I know. Narrated by Lauren Allman. I feel like I know. So it's supposed to be a real person. Oh, she's Canadian.
Oh.
Fluent in French. That may play a role.
Eastern Canadian, probably then. Yeah. That would. So it must be her accent. Is the maid a French maid? Damn, that would have been fucking perfect though.
It just really threw me off. Yeah, I listened to the whole thing. It just, I don't know. Listen to it, see if you like it. I wouldn't recommend it. Because it was one of those books that I was like, okay, I know it's going to be a slow start. Everybody says it starts really slow, so I'll just wait. And then you kind of get into it and you're like, I don't know, it's totally fine. I listened to the whole thing. I just wouldn't recommend it. It was fine.
It was fine. Well, that's good. It was fine. Doesn't bode a recommendation. That's cool. That's good to know. That's good for viewers to understand too. It's fine. So you're gonna get the goods if there's a recommendation from Kristin. Perfect. And Bobby is just like, I love everything.
It's just one of those books I can't figure out why I listened to the whole thing.
Yep. Okay, I can understand that.
I think that's everything on my list to chat about. Is there anything else you wanted to chat about in 2024 that you're looking forward to?
No, I don't think so. I'm just feeling excited to get back to like my roots, I guess, of just like,
Yeah. And now you're a very organized person with your TBR, right? Like you have yours like written out, planned, foresight, forethought.
now I haven't done this
Foretell.
before, but I did that this year. I made like a little spreadsheet and I was in there today. I actually had to move a bunch of stuff around and I reorganized it. So and I added this book to it so I can keep like a physical list of books that I've read. And yeah, I think I don't know, I want to be this year because I'm so overwhelmed by life in general that I don't want to be overwhelmed by something that brings me so much joy. And the only way that that's going to happen is if I take the lead and make and organize things to make sure I don't get overwhelmed by it.
I think that is a great idea. I applaud you for it. I think I'm going to put them all, just to remain the agent of chaos that I am. I'm going to put all the books into a spreadsheet and do that random auto generator thing.
Oh, that'd be fun though, honestly.
Like pulling a name out of a hat.
Yeah, yep.
But my TBR currently is just a bunch of screenshots from social media of books I'm like, oh, maybe.
See, and I never get back to those, and I like, because I'm already overwhelmed, so like I need to get through the things I want to get through so I can start. And I left like the last 6 months of the year pretty open outside of like new releases to go back through and get caught up on some things that I saw on social media that I really wanted to start.
Well, cool. We better get after it, man. We got some big goals to achieve.
Yeah. Brace it, break. No. Thanks so much for joining us for another episode. If you enjoyed it, be sure to like, subscribe, leave us a comment, say hi, tell us what your goals are for the year, and share it with a friend. Until next time, keep reading.